we have some changes. I don't know if it changes, but we have Christmas, New Year, and this 13 dag jul coming up. So this weeks will be a little bit special now. So if you see the schedule on the screen here, this is for next week. We're gonna do we still have Monday for MVC. And then you will start with your preparation for this final project. So you will decide what you want to do for your project and write a small documentation, how it should work, and what techniques we are using. If you're using MVC or React or Web API and so on. So you will have like 4 days totally with this preparation. You don't have to do anything on Christmas Eve, but the Monday after is still for preparation. But you will see also that next week you only have teachers for 2.5 days. So Monday, Tuesday, and a half Wednesday you will have access to us. So you will do the self-study on Thursday. And the same on the Monday after, it's also without teacher. Then we have 2 days with teacher again, and the day before New Year's Eve, you're also doing do self-study. And also after New Year, you have the same setup with so it's mixed with you having access to our teacher or not. But this is a little bit special during these weekends. Any thoughts about it?
What about week 2?
It will be normal week. So it's no difference. You will do the final project. So the only thing on the last week is week 2 on Friday. You will present your work.
Okay.
So this is just for these days that would have red days in the middle of the week.
Okay, so we will have 4 days with the teachers.
1,
before
2, 3, 4.
Before we present our.
No. You will have a week 2 also. That's a week.
But I was thinking about week 2. If we have like teachers Monday through Thursday and then present on Friday.
Yeah, but week 2 you will have access to teachers every day.
Okay, good, thanks. So we can continue work.
Yes. Yes, you could continue work during the other weeks also.
Will do, most likely.
So this is a little bit normal also for those that have been doing this final project. They are working there on their own, and they are just asking for help a little bit now and then. So this is a perfect setup, I think.
It was the help I was after.
So I'm just gonna. So this will be more. I don't remember the dates here, but you will most likely find it out. So like this. So this is from the next week starting. So this final project, the sooner you are prepared with this document telling what you're going to do, the sooner you could start with the final project. So if you are done already on this Tuesday when we start with this document, you could start right away with the final project. You will have some extra days for this. But there are always someone that hasn't figured out what to do and needs a few days to think about it, and so it will probably is that some of you will just start with your final project this day, so before you have decided what to do. And there's always someone that is already prepared with everything on this day. So we have meeting again on Monday, so we will talk more about it again. So I'm just preparing you for the Christmas and New Year's day and the schedule. So you see you have one extra day off after this 13 dagen also on the Friday. There's no school then. Okay, we're gonna leave that for now. We're gonna do some authentication and authorization inside MVC. So we could have different logins to our users. So I'm going to create a new project. Still MVC core, remember that? And I go for next here. I will name it MVC EF. Yeah, naming are always the identity and the date. So just giving it a name so I could add it to the teams later on. The next step here, I'm still using the .NET 5, so those of you running version 6, it's okay to continue with that. I will do here now, authentication type, you see. I will choose individual accounts. I'm also going to click this enable Razor runtime compilation for making it possible to make changes on the web page without restarting the server. So the only difference from before is I'm adding authentication type here. So this is this will give us some extra features to the MVC, and I just press create here, and you will see what we get. So most of the things will look the same in the Solution Explorer. There's some differences, and you see there's something new also called areas. This is part of the identity that it's called. It's the identity. It's the thing that it's keeping this authorization and authentication things in place. So this is, it's not containing much. It's just a file inside there, but it's prepared for other things. You will see it later what I'm talking about. We also have a different setup now with the DB context now. It's already prepared in this template with this identity package. You will see that this one is almost same as before. Normally we would do like adding this connection string inside here. Now we're going to use another approach for that. And you also see that this is not, normally we would have like DB context that we inherit from. Now we are using the identity DB context, and this is because we have this parts with this authentication and authorization. So how do we get the connection string running then? Yes, we need to see inside the app settings.json file. You will see there is one thing that is called connection string, and it has all these settings that we want to have. I'm just going to change this so I have a name that is more like my project name. So this is something that this template is adding with us. So you will get a unique database. But I'm just changing so I have the same name as you don't need to do that. You could keep this default if you want to, or whatever name you want on the database. So it's up to you. But this connection string is used by the startup file. So if you have a look inside the startup, you will see someone on the microphone. Any questions? When should you have project description at the latest? The Monday after. The Monday or Tuesday after Christmas. So I think if we check on this document again here, this is the final day for the project preparation. So you should be by the end of this day, you should be ready, done. So you could start with your project on Tuesday. But I hope that most of you are finished already here, so you could start right away. Okay, back to business. Startup.cs. You see here we have this add DB context telling us what context to use. And you will see that this is almost similar that we used to have in the DB context file before. So now it's telling us that it's using this. If I have a check on this thing again with the application context here. So it's using this one and injecting the dependency in here. So that is something called dependency injection. So it's pushing all the settings into this one from the startup. So in the end, this will be the same as we've been doing before. And you will see that it's reading the connection string from this default connection thing that we had here. So you see here default connection. So that is the place it's reading the connection string from. So that is the difference here. So this is doing the work for us with the connection string. What else then? Yeah, I think we could add like I'm gonna do it with cars again, so we have something to view on. It's a little bit boring to just check on this home controller. So we're gonna do our car controller. So I'm gonna add like into this. I'm gonna add a model called car. And we're gonna add our properties inside here. I'm gonna do a copy paste from a previous project. So I will do like this. You will see I added one extra property here. I'm going to show you how you could separate the data. So you could store the data depending on what user is logged into the page. You could have specific data for that. So the user have its own data, but it's mixed in the database with other users' data. So this is the same brand, model, year, and the ID, of course, with Entity Framework. And I added one more, and user ID. We're also going to add to this application DB context, we're going to add this DB set. So the car table is stored in the database. So
question, Mats.
Yes.
Will it be able to, in the one context, use several DB sets? Let's say that you have a different kind of things you want to show. We have done that before. We had one like vehicle context, and then we have DB set cars, DB set motorcycles.
Yes.
We could do the same here.
Yes, exactly the same. There's no difference. This is the same. So this is just this identity DB context is also having everything that the DB context is having, but it has some extra features. So this is working also as a normal DB context.
Okay.
So you could have as many DB sets as you want here.
So you can call them from a web page, and then you can just pick whatever set you want to use.
This is just.
I know this is authentication, but I mean in general, like we have done before.
The DB set is telling you what you have in the database.
Yeah, and it's possible to use the same context to access them.
Yes.
Thanks.
And we're gonna have like cars. This is just like we had before. Now it's complaining about it's not finding the car. So it's a little bit reducing. So we're gonna use that namespace that has the car. So like that. So now we have been telling it we have a cars table in the database also. So this should be enough to create a database. So we could do this, if you remember, add migration. I also going to mention that there's already one migration existing here. You see, we have a migrations folder. And this is actually part of this identity. So we will have other tables in the database also. You don't see them in this over here, but they are part of this identity package. So we will get some other tables also in the database. But I'm going to do this migration with the cars also. And then we're going to run an update database, and we're going to check on a database afterwards what we have. Update database. Like that. So now we should have a database, and the name was MVC EF identity with today's date. So we could hopefully find it somewhere. Local databases, MVC EF identity. This is the one. And if I check for tables here, you will see there's a lot of tables now here. We have the migration history that you've seen before. We have the cars. There's nothing strange with that. But we have a lot of ASP.NET tables. And this is part of this identity. So this is storing the users and what right they have and maybe what roles they are part of. There's a lot of tables for that. So this is something that this identity is handling also. So it will be, you should not access these tables right away normally. You should do it through the code, so that there are some helper classes for that, so you could access data from these tables also. So we could actually also create a controller. We could add controller here, controller, and check that it's a MVC controller. And use the entity framework and doing add. And the same questions as before. I want to have the car as model. The context is the application DB context. I just go on with these default settings. It will create a car's controller. That's fine for me. So hopefully it works. It's doing a lot of work in the background. So like that, and this controller will look the same as before. So there's actually no difference with this. So if I run this, it will look the same as before. There's a small change. I'm waiting for my page to load. Here it is. And you will see this is looking like normal, but you see that on the right-hand side we have two new things here. We have register and login. So this is prepared for handling login for the pages. We could continue with the cars and we could check on these things soon. So we could add like this cars to the menu. So just repeating where you could find these things. You remember the shared part with the layout. Do we have something on the chat? Adi is asking, isn't there any magic for REST API authentication as well? There's actually a lot of things that are possible to use here. So we're just going to use this individual accounts now. So for doing this example, but there's a lot of things you could do, Hardy. So you could, if you check the links for authentication and authorization, you will find a lot of information. So we are just doing some basic login handling. So yeah, we are in the layout page here, and I'm just gonna add this so we have the car in the menu also. So just do a copy here and tell that we have the cars controller. We're going for the index page. I'm naming it cars, maybe. Yeah, that could be doable. So now we have cars in the menu also. So what we could do now when we have this identity package installed, we could add some control for our cars controller here. So we could go for, let's see where we should start. We could add an attribute here in the top of the class here. We couldn't say authorize. If it's complaining about something. Yeah, something. Let's see what. Yeah, using this authorization thing. So now if I try to run this, we will see what's happening. So I go for cars to add, I want to add some cars now here. But you see, it's telling me to log in first. So I'm not able to access the cars now. So I could register a new user. Can't remember. Yeah, doesn't matter actually. This is a little bit fake now. So I'm creating a user here. Like that. And I'm gonna press register here. And now it's this is like simulating for, this would normally be sent a mail to the user and the user would confirm it in the mail. But now when I'm running this in debug here, I could do it right away from this page. So I'm gonna confirm it right away. So now it's done. So I have registered my user here. So if I go for cars again here, and I log in with my user settings here, you will see I come into this cars section. So I could create a new here. This user ID is not this, we will use it later, so you will see what it is. So I'm just gonna go for create here. And you see, I have this Volvo here, and it's normal. So I have here some information also with this for this user. So these are the built-in pages that I could access right away. So I could yeah, you will see that there are different menus, so you could choose and you can change password and so on. So you get a lot of things automatically with this template also. You can log out. Trying to go back to this. You see, home and privacy doesn't have any authorization, so these will work. But as soon as I go into cars, it will ask for a login, and this is because of this line. So authorize. It's asking for. It's asking for to log in, register and log in to be able to access this page. So this, where should I go next? So we could do it like this also. Instead of having authorize here in the top, so this is for everything inside this controller. You could have authorized for a specific thing, maybe for create, for example. So I add authorize only on the create part. So I will try to save it and do this hot reload. Yeah, I need to stop and rerun it. So hopefully this is working better with the version 6 of the .NET. Sometimes you need to restart the server, even if you made some minor things. So you see this time, if I go to cars, it's not telling anything about the login now. So I could see the cars. I could do all the things here except for create new. So if I press create new, it says you need to log in to do that. So if I log in, and you see, then I could access this page. So this is a pretty nice feature to use and easy to start up with. It's minimal of work if you choose this option. So we could have like what was I thinking about? Yeah, because these things that you see with this information over here, these are pages that are part of the system. You don't see them right away. So if you want to make changes to these views, you will see there is in the URL there are different addresses depending on what link you are choosing. So these are actually, you could make changes to these pages also. It requires a little bit in your system here. So you remember I was mentioning this area thing. So I could do like right click here and do some add. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it. It will work better. I could go for add here. And I could add, I press area. I will come into the same menu again, but I'm going to choose identity here. So this identity and to add. And you will see now that I get a bunch of different things here, but you see these different URLs. So these are the pages that are available to use inside this with this identity. So you know we have like this register, we have login and log out. So this, if you press this and click this, you will get these pages to your Solution Explorer, and you can make changes inside them. So there's a lot of different pages. So, but I download now this register and log in maybe and log out. And you need to tell what context you are using also for this. But otherwise, it's just go for add. It takes some time. To have a sip of my coffee in the meantime. Oh, it's getting cold. It's like that. But now you see, we have a few files here now. Not maybe there. Yeah. Did I do it correctly, or did I press the wrong parts? I was expecting to see my downloaded pages. Yeah, yes, I didn't press the right. I should press the account. I didn't see that. You see here, I have these three things that I downloaded now. So I have the login screen, for example. So I could change the look of that. So this is just pure HTML with this Razor script. So you could make your own changes to that. So just to see that it's working, maybe I could just do something so you see that it's actually taking this login special. Yeah, we try it. So if I go for login page here, you will see it says login special here. So this is because I made some changes to that page. So by default, you don't have these pages downloaded into your Solution Explorer. They are just showing what is built into the system, but you can manipulate them, and you can even add other things. You could add, for example, for the user when it's registering, you could add just special properties that you want the user to add also at the same time. So there's actually a good link for that also, how you could do that. It takes some time, but if you really want to make changes to this, it's possible. Yes, so what's happening in the database? Let's have a look. Because I registered my user, I'm inside this ASP.NET Users, so I could have a look on this one. And you see that my user is inside here, and I have a user ID also. So this is unique for my user. So I could actually use this information, for example, when I'm storing my cars. I could tell like this is me that created this car, for example. Or I could use the information to just show when I'm logged in, I just want to see my own cars. So we could try to add that information to the cars. So let's see where we need to go then. So at the create page, you did see that we had this, let's see if this is running still. The cars, and you have the create. Yeah, I'll log in first. And you see I have this user ID part here. So I could have this information. Not that the user should enter this complicated ID, but we could preset it through the code. So if you go for this, just a moment. I better see that I'm telling you the correct things. Yeah, so we could actually go for this control over the cars. There are you have many options for this, I should mention right away. So this is not the only way to do it. So we'll go for the cars controller. So we could do at the create state already. We could say that because we could pass an empty car object to the create page with preset data also already. I'm going to show you how, so you see what I'm talking about. I create a car object here. I say this is a new car. And I could set like this car.user ID should be something that I get from the system. So I could access the user by typing user, and then there are a lot of things, but this is one way. Find first, and I'm going to use something called claim types. This will probably complain about something. You're going to use system security claims. So the claims is containing like user information. So I'm going to use this claims type, and I'm going to choose name identifier. And out of that, I will get a value. And this value is the user ID. So this user is containing. We're could run this with a breakpoint here also. And we're going to return this view with the car object like that. So this means that whenever we come into this create page, the car will have the user ID already. But we're going to break it here so you could see what I'm talking about also. I'm going to stop this. and rerun. So I go for the cars, create new, and I have to log in. This user ID is not available if you haven't logged in, so you need to take care of that also. But you see that the user ID is a string with a lot of numbers and characters. This is a GUID, so you will see also that this user that I was talking about, we could maybe have a quick watch on this one. It's containing a lot of information actually, so let's see if I can get something out of this. You see this claims part. One of the claims part is name identifier, and this is the user ID I was taking out from the system. So if you check the code again, you will see I was taking out this name identifier. So this was containing the user ID. So you don't get the values right away with just one easy command, but you need to separate the question a little bit so you could get the correct data. But then I have this user ID and I can use it inside here. So if I continue with this one, you will see that I already have now this user ID inside here. So normally you shouldn't show this. You should hide this field, so the user should not be able to enter or edit this data. So, but this is just that you could see what's going on. And we could add a year also and do create here. And now you see in this index page, do you see that this car it's having an ID now here? And this is the same. You shouldn't show the user ID in this list. This should be something that you have in the background only. So now I see the other car also, that someone that wasn't a user added to the system. But if I want to do this, that I just see my own cars in the index, for example, I could make some changes to the index part of the controller. So let's do that also. You go back for the index. And index, here it is. So we're going to make a search, like we just search for the specific user ID. So we could use the same approach here with this string user ID is equals to this user find first, user find first, using the claim types, name identifier, and I take the value. So what? Yeah, it was red, so I thought I did something wrong. So I have now the user ID. So I could use some link inside here. So I have the cars. So I could do this like the where, using the lambda expression. Taking the car, saying that car user ID is equals to this user ID. So need to stop it again. So you'll see that I was taking out this user ID from this user information. And I use it in the search for the cars. So by this way, I just get the cars that this user has created. So let's try that to see if it's working also. we go for cars. I made something wrong somewhere. What is it telling me? Yes, I have. You know why? Anyone? You will see that this user is. It's not having any like these claims. It's empty. And this is because I'm not logged into this system. So I would have like, normally I would do a check here. Or I could do it a better way. I could move back this so I had this authorized for this whole controller. So I need to be logged in, then I have the user information. So I could take that away. So we run it again. So go for cars. Log in. And you see that I only see this car inside here now. So this is, you did see that we had another car also. So we could do it like, this. I'm gonna log out now and I'm gonna go for cars again and I'm gonna register a new user. And he will be named Ernst. At Lex UTB. It's funny, he's having the same password like I have. I'm going to save him and I'm going to confirm this account. And I go for this cars, log in as Ernst. And Ernst has no cars, so he could create a new one. We don't need a breakpoint anymore here. And Ernst is having his Fiat from 1975. And we do create here. And now you see Ernst is only seeing his own cars. So if I log out and log in with my user, I only see my Saab. So this is a great way to separate things also if you have like different users in your system on your application, so they only see their own data. So what if we should have like an admin here, one that sees everything? I'm gonna do a quick way to show you how it works, because there is no really good way to add roles in a without having to add like an own user interface. So I'm gonna go to the background and make my own. I'm gonna add one user more, for example. So we could have like, I'm gonna name him admin at Lex UTB. I do it correct. Yeah. Save it and confirm. So I'm gonna have a third user here. So maybe we could add him like an administrator to this whole package. So I'm gonna go for the database right away. I'm just gonna show you, because normally you would use part. We're gonna have a look on that later on. So you could use parts that are using code to do these things. But I'm just gonna, so you will see how it's connected also. If you check the users here again, new data, I'm gonna do a refresh so we have see all these users. You can see that we have 3 different users here. There's also something called roles. So if I view data, this should be empty. So I could now, I hope somehow, I'm not sure if it's working here. I could add administrator here. Administrator. This, I'm not sure if this will work now. Was not committed. You cannot insert to ID. Oh, come on. I'm just going to give it an ID also. Hopefully it will not complain about it. Yeah, I managed to do something here. So I created an administrator here. This is a role. So this means that many users could be part of this role. So there is also a table here that it says user roles. So this is like the thing that is connecting it together. So you can have one user connected to one role. And this means with this setup, you can have many users connected to many different roles. So if I use the ID from this admin user, and I have the same ID for the role ID also, these are the same. So this means that I have connected these together. So this user admin is now connected to the role admin. You will see how I could use it also in my system. I need to do some changes to the startup also. I'm gonna need to tell that I'm using role handling also. This is something that you see, this identity. I will try to make it easier to view. You have this add default identity. So in this, I'm going to add in between here another row telling add roles. And I'm going to use this identity role as the identity. This should be. So this line is actually telling that we have roles also in part of our system now. So this is easy to forget, this line. So you start creating roles and connecting users to that, but it doesn't work. So this line is needed. So now I want to do something with this. How to handle this? I was just thinking how to show it to you where it could be obvious. Yeah, we could do it in the controller, cars controller on the index page. So we could do it like here when we show the data. So the administrator should see all the cars. Otherwise, we just show the cars for the specific user. So we could do like this. Could have an if statement here. And we could say user is in role. We could say administrator. So this means that we are checking if this user is in the role administrator. And this will be handled in the background. So this identity is checking the tables and seeing if there is a connection with these things. So if he is an administrator, we should return all the cars. We don't search for a specific user. So we return all the cars here. If he's part of the role administrator. So let's run it again. So we go for cars. We could go with my user first. You see, I see only my car. If I log out and go for cars again and do it with the administrator, you will see that the administrator sees all the cars in the database. Even this one that is we made before we had this user ID part. So this is also really useful. So you could have separate things in many levels. So you could say also that maybe the administrator is the only one that's allowed to delete things. So you could do that by using this authorize. This authorize thing, we go for the delete. Where is the delete? Oh, I think this is the first delete. So we add this authorize. And you could add like roles equals to, I have to see if I'm doing it right. Administrator. I need to stop it to see if it's okay. Administrator. So this means that it's only allowing users that are part of this role administrator. They are the only one that can delete the car. We could try it also to see that it's working. So we go in with my user first, do the login, and I try to delete this car now. You see access denied. So this is something that the identity package is keeping and holding for you. This access denied information here this is also one of these pages that you could download through this area thing. So you could have your own message. So this is just the view it's showing. So you remember that where I added like the things here with the login and log out. So this access denied is also a page that you could download and make your own text on it and whatever you want to do with it. So if I go in like I log out first and go in as an administrator. I see all the cars, so maybe I could delete this one that has no user ID. So I'm fixing the database for the users. Doing delete, and you see I'm able to delete now because I'm the admin. I'm part of the administrator role, so I'm able to delete. And now we see we only have 2 cars in the list. So what do you think about this? Is this useful?
Yes, it is.
Do we have any questions about this? So what's the difficult, but what I think they should have made better, if I could say it like that, is this role handling. They could have added like more help, so you could have ready-made pages to handle that. roles, also adding roles and connecting users to roles and so on. So that is made through code. So if we have time, we will have a check on that next week also. So you could see I made my own role handling views, so I could. But it takes some time. So I've made a normal MVC application and used the built-in commands for deleting users, adding users, and adding roles and deleting roles and connecting them together. So it takes some time actually. But it's possible to have. Otherwise, I'm thinking about this when you're doing this final project and you want to have a role with an administrator. You could do it this way, like I have done it, because that's okay if you want to. If you don't want to have this role handling functionality that you can choose which users should be what and so on, then you can make it this way just for the final project, for the demonstration. So this is a fast way to get roles by hacking the database right away. This is not recommended, so you should use the built-in functionalities, but you did see it worked for me, so it's possible to do that. So if you want to have role handling with the one administrator and don't want to add so much time to creating a user interface for creating that, you could do it this way. So you could spend the time on the normal application, what you are doing. So tomorrow is my day off, so I'm back on Monday. You have Ernst and Ömer for questions tomorrow, and normal times 9 to 4, so no difference. Any more questions? Any other thoughts? Normal question, are you still there?
Yes.
Oh, Aranya is there, at least one. That's great.
I'm here, but I'm trying to type at the same time, so I'm a
okay.
pure man. I cannot do two things at the same time. That's period.
Yeah, that's my problem when I'm doing the demonstrations, talking and typing at the same time. So no questions. I hope this was useful, because this is, I think this is a great thing to have in your application also. So you could have different levels of things. What users or not registered users could see, and maybe have an admin that could do the things, adding data to the database. So there's a lot of mixes. Lenny, anything? Your microphone is on.
Oh, sorry.
Anyone else? Anything? Everyone got, yeah?
I was thinking, being an administrator, actually, if we something wanted to just have an e-shop, something like so, we don't want it to give a right someone else to create an account.
Yeah, that's what I told you about this. If you want to do this, giving people, putting people in parts of different roles and so on, you need to make your own user interface for that, for handling that. So this is not coming out of the package right away. So
yeah.
I'm gonna add one example later on that I made myself, just a small.
Yeah, that will be a nice to have
small
right
application that is doing this work.
Because administration part, I don't think so. If we wanted to, for example, the car, if we wanted to just have a website to sell the car, so people can have their own account to put up the cars on a website, and but as the administration side, that actually I'm not wanted to show to the normal user, so they can go on that side and try to create the account.
Yeah, but I think this setup should work for that. So you need to think that this way I showed you to handle admin was a way a little bit on the side how to do it fast. Otherwise, you need to have a user interface that's handling these administrators. So what I mean, if you don't want to put too much time on these things with administrator,
yeah,
you could do this easily, just having like 1 or 2 admins. So it will work. So you could put your effort into this, what your application actually should do. Do you have anything else? Okay. See you on Monday, and you see Ernst and Ömer tomorrow. So have a nice coding Friday and a nice weekend.
Yes, thank you. We should the same.
Same to you.
Thank you, Matt.